Many of you may be in this situation where you have this logo. Looks fine. It's not stylized yet. It's kind of a simple logo. But this text here is not text. It is all paths, which is completely useless in many situations, especially if you want to edit this text. You just can't, right? But you can. If I go up to the text menu or the type menu, go down to Retype, which again is in beta, we have two options. I can match the font if I'm just simply curious what this particular font is, or I can edit the text. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to bring up this panel where it's going to look at fonts from Adobe Fonts, and it's going to try to find the font. Now, if we do not have the exact font, it'll recommend you many fonts that look similar, hopefully, right? But, this one looks pretty similar. I'm going to go ahead and apply this. And there we go. Notice down here it says converted to live text. Exit Retype to edit. So I'm going to go ahead and exit. And now you're noticing hello, right? Not in all caps. If I can spell properly, you get the idea, right? I can't spell, but there we go. We can now edit this text, which was previously flat. Well, it wasn't flat, but it was like vectorized, right? Vector? Yeah, it was vector. I'm sick. This is, you get it, right? You can now edit text, which is a wonderful feature. It's a wild feature. I absolutely love it. I use this all the time because people are sending me logos that are outlined, right? And I just cannot edit the text. But now I can, which is great. Now, one more thing inside of Illustrator I want to show off, which is it's AI, but it's not generative AI. It's the mockup feature. So we have some logos here, right? And let's say I want to display this badge on a shirt or a box or whatever it might be. If I switch over to Finder, I do have some, if I can find them, mockups of, let's say, a box, right? I've got this box. I want to see what this particular badge looks like on a box. So I'm going to drag this in. And by the way, that box was generated with Firefly. Of course, you can find boxes anywhere, right? You can take pictures of boxes if you have them around. But if you don't have pictures of boxes or a specific box lying around, you can generate it. But I want to generate, I want to preview this badge on this box. Now, this badge here is vector. So I can dive in, make changes to the colors, paths, all that fun stuff. This is a flat image. It's a rasterized image. So I can't rotate the box. I can't straighten it out. I can't do anything with it. But if I select this box and I select this badge, I'm holding down Shift and clicking. Under the object menu, I can go down to Mockup, also in beta, and press Make. And what it's doing now is it's understanding the box and the perspective and all this sort of thing. And what I'm able to do is not only can I, select some pre-made graphics and apparel and things like that from this panel if I don't have access to, but I can now easily move this logo around this box. I can also combine it. If I hop over to the transparency panel, I can combine it with blend modes like multiply, for example, right? So it kind of blends in really nicely with the colors, and look at that. It even bends. I can rotate it if I needed to, which is really cool. Fun stuff. I'm very amused by some of this stuff, but I do want to go back for a second because there's one more thing I want to show off between Photoshop and Illustrator that's not completely available just yet. I'm actually going to copy this badge, but this always blows people's minds. I'm going to go over to Photoshop. Where is this one here? I'm going to paste this in here. Pixels is totally fine. So inside of the Photoshop beta, we have this feature that we've been testing out called parametric filters. And there are a bunch of filters down here. You can make realistic looking rain or glitch effects, or you can spherize something. You think of filters that we've had in Photoshop forever, but better, that don't look terrible. But there's one that we're testing internally that I love showing off called embroidery. So if you want to see what this particular badge might look like as an embroidered item, I can go ahead and select that, and it's going to start applying all this fun stuff. But it's completely customizable, so I can control the resolution. I'm going to bump it up to high. I can change the light angle, the color count if I wanted to, the stitch density, right? So I can bump that up, and then the fill I can maybe make it fill and outline. So there's a little bit of an outline on the side here, right? On the edges. Maybe fill is good. Outline threshold, I don't have to worry about that. Length thread size. I mean, the list just goes on and on. All this stuff is completely customizable. And then you can use this, put it on logos, put it on whatever it might be. You can add shadows to it. Every single color can be customized. So if you wanted, the orange color to be a different fill stitch, right? Instead of, satin twill instead of satin, right? That was, I guess, applied to the blue, but it just changed. It's wild, right? Hopefully, we can get this particular filter out soon. I keep hearing internally that is coming soon, but yeah, it's really cool stuff. If you wanted to, very quickly embroider something, or at least give the impression that something is embroidered with all this customization, which is super cool.